Hey YouTube, I want to do a review on the Mossberg MVP Patrol Series rifle. Just got this out of jail today, and I'll tell you, during my 10-day wait, really couldn't find a lot of videos on the Patrol Series. I know there's stuff out there about the Varmint and the Predator Series, but didn't really see anything about the Patrol, except for the introduction from the SHOT Show. So for those of you, if you're considering the rifle, I just want to get you some more pictures of it up front and personal. For those of you that are maybe waiting your 10 days, I wanted to give you some live porn, let you know what to expect. Couple things real quick, some of the specs. And actually, before we talk about the specs, let's do a safety check. All right, we'll open this thing up. All right, so there's nothing in the barrel, nothing right here. We're all empty. Okay. Rifle is 36 inches in length, runs with a 16.5-inch barrel, or at least that's the option that I have. 1 9 twist. This is a threaded barrel, accepts any AR style break. Carbon fiber front sight with a adjustable rear sight. Let's see if I can give you guys a little good picture of that rear sight. There you go. Adjustable, and I'm gonna take it behind it. See, fiber optic sight definitely is. Let me close the barrel. It's definitely bright, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this, but let's see here. See if I can give you a look at what it looks like. There we can see the carbon fiber sight. Now how bright it is. Easy to acquire. One-piece rail, obviously accepts AR magazines. Comment I wanted to make about the stock is that throughout the whole length of the stock, there's a nice coarse finish to it. You can hear it. And so I think what that does is in cold, wet weather, this thing is not going to slip out of your hand. It's all through the whole length of the stock. Nice finish. I heard that this is a wood stock with a polymer finish. Other people say it's a synthetic stock. It is free floating. I'll tell you that whatever it is, it's a pretty nice stock for what you're getting in terms of a budget rifle. Obviously we know this thing accepts AR mags. Let me put this camera on my mount, so bear with me for a second here. Alrighty, so here we go. So a couple things about the magazine. All right, let me see if I can get in there for you guys. So I have a PMag 10 rounder here, and I'll tell you that good fit. Probably of any magazine, PMags are going to be the most firm. So if I were to close this, locks right in place. When the bolts open, it's going to rattle, as will all the magazines. With the bolt closed, this is going to definitely be the firmest fit compared to any of the magazines that are out there. I think there's some talk that one of the thermal magazines might actually be a tighter fit, but you know, this is probably a more popular magazine, a PMag. And I think it's a good option for it. I have run these magazines in the Varmint series rifle, haven't had any problems with it at all. Another thing that you're going to hear a lot about is the bolt. So let's go over and take a look at the bolt. All right. So with the bolt open, you'll hear people tell you how the bolt rattles, which it does. I don't think it affects the action at all. So in terms of manipulating the rifle, there are no issues with it. It is fluted, right? So we can take a look at that, right? It has a little fluted action. But I'll tell you, that's probably more for looks than anything else. And these flutes aren't very deep, so I doubt they're very functional. But definitely from an aesthetics point of view, it's a nice, it's definitely a nice option. I on this rifle have a Harris bipod, which I think is a good match for this rifle. I think what I'm going to do is maybe add my Atlas on there, you know, in terms of a bipod, I think an Atlas. I think a Harris is a good option for this. One thing I'm going to probably end up doing, probably the only modification will be adding a badger knob. There's guys on eBay for about $65. You can send in your bolt to them and they'll go ahead and fit a badger knob on there for that price. And for this rifle, I think it's definitely a nice option. Let me back the camera out here a bit. Oops, wrong way. And talk about one other thing is one-piece rail. Nice feature. Obviously, if you have a varmint or a predator, we know it's a two-piece rail. For the patrol, obviously, it makes a lot of sense for it to be a one-piece rail. I have, and what I'll probably run on this rifle is I have a primary arms 4x14 first focal plane scope. This is what I ran on my predator. The difference is that on my varmint, I didn't have the predator. On my varmint, I had rings on here, and obviously because it was a two-piece mount, you couldn't run this this type of quick release mount. So what I'll tell you, and one of the things you might want to watch out for when you're deciding what optic to put on there, and I'll put this on here, is the rear sight. Yeah, so let's see if we can get a shot here. So I'm running a American Defense mount, which sits on the higher side. But if you decide to go with lower profile mounts, you run the risk of maybe getting close to the, or maybe even having the rear sight in your way. So it's something you want to think about when you decide to figure out on what optic you're going to use. Give you a little further view of that. So again, for me, what I did is that with the American Defense mount that I had laying around to put it on here, it just fits perfectly. Easy to acquire. It's not too tall, not too high. If we look at the bolt itself, plenty of room in terms of clearance. I'll show you guys. Hopefully I'm showing that to you. So overall, happy with the setup on this, and again, I know that the scope is probably overkill, but I wasn't about to drop more money on a budget scout rifle. Great scope. It's first focal plane. Target shooting at 100 yards at 14. You're right on the target. It's pretty sweet scope, and for the price point, a thumbs up to Primary Arms. Great scope. Haven't had any problems. It holds at 0. Happy with the scope. But this is actually a rifle review, so let's show you some more porn before I wrap this up. Again, this is the MVP Patrol Series rifle. Finish is pretty good. Like the looks of the rifle. I think you'll be happy if you're looking for something that is a budget scout rifle. A beater rifle, something that's accurate. I don't know what they did or why this is so accurate, but I'm very, very happy with my varmint, and I expect big things out of this rifle, and I haven't heard any complaints so far, so I think this is a good pick. So there you go, guys. The Patrol Series rifle. Good option, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Trigger is an adjustable trigger. Out of the box, it's 3 pounds. Pretty crisp, good feeling trigger. I'm not an expert on triggers, but I'll tell you, when I tested this, 3 pounds every pull. I love this trigger on the Varmint series rifle. This feels the exact same. Kudos for Mossberg for putting a nice trigger in the gun. One last thing I have to worry about.